These kids, they be getting on my nerves, my nerves, my nerves. These kids, they keep getting on my nerves, my nerves, my nerves.
Not.
Welcome to the Parenting is Trash podcast. This is episode 8, I think, or I think this is episode 8. Listen, y'all, I don't remember. All right, I don't remember. Today we have a special guest, my friend, my musician partner in crime as we make these musics for the Lord. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. This is you want me to use your artist name or your real name?
Cameron, how you gonna do that in I told you this is gonna be started over. It's like nah.
I told you. I leave all the stuff in. Remember when the phone fell and Isabella dropped the phone? I leave all of that stuff in. It's okay. I'm gonna just Photoshop some of the stuff. Clean up your face a little bit. But anyway,
what wait a minute. You didn't even introduce me yet, and you being rude.
What you want me to introduce? Oh, you introduce yourself.
I am me. That's about to be the craziest episode you've ever had. Because we don't focus.
No.
I'm Alex Bingham. It is me. It is I. Okay. Now let's keep it moving.
That's it. That's what we go with. That's your introduction.
That's it.
So me and Alex used to work together, and when I first went to that job, she trained me for a little while. I was you was my mentor for like, I don't know, a week. Yeah, that's how I found out you knew Marquise. Yes.
I did not want to do that. Yeah. And they knew it, and they were like, please just do this for us.
But I started training like you was training, because people would be like, well, aren't you supposed to do it this way? I'm like, listen, I do it this way, but the proper way to do it is to do this way.
The way that you're probably going to do it though is this way.
So yeah, I found out we had we didn't have mutual friends. He was my friend first anyway, and she
this is what I mean.
She knows my brother Marquise. That's not selfish. I don't share. Anyway, that's not selfish, but I don't share. She know my friend, whatever. So we started talking about music. She told me she sing, but she ain't want to sing. So for like 4 years, now that was 2016, like a good, now it wasn't that long, and now I'm exaggerating. It was like 2 years. Because we did that jingle in like 2018. Like the end of 2018. Yeah. Yeah. We did a jingle for the job. So anyway, we started working on music, and come to find out, we both got children's. So she has 2 girls. You want to tell their names, or you don't want to give their government out?
They are secret.
All right, whatever.
No, I'm probably gonna slip up and say it's Cooper and Ezra.
Baby teeth and big head. Yes. Yeah, I name everybody kids. So
I don't know if you heard on the FaceTime call just now where she's like, baby teeth. I'm like, goodness.
Yes. I'm the best worst uncle, because I'll be having them for 5 minutes. Like, what's up? How you doing? All right, I'm leaving. Bye. I FaceTime for 5 minutes. I want to talk to you no more. Can you go off the screen now? Like, just move out the way, because I don't. I do the same with my kids. Anyway, so we both have girls. So today we're gonna talk about girls. Alex is a Christian. I'm a Christian. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of spirituality, and then how we deal with, being musicians and creating art and whatever, that's gonna be the culmination, and we just gonna have a nice little conversation, whatever. I'm not going to interview her like I did my parents, but I probably am. So
you need to start writing points down, because
that might help. But I'll just be off the cuff. I just it's this for me. This therapy. I don't care who watch it. This for me. This is my therapy. So for me, girls is too much. But see, we we in two totally different situations, like just parent, like household wise, and even age range. My girls are 4 and 11. Yours are 5 and 1. No, 5 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and that seems to be totally different, because people think that like when they're closer in age, it's easier because you're dealing with stuff at the same time, but no, it's not. it's really.
Because that potty training, listen. She just peed on the floor like yesterday. Not like yesterday. I was so mad. The towel, there was a towel on top of the stall, and she couldn't put the seat all the way up. So she got frustrated and just peed on the floor.
Wow. But I mean, they're kids. You can't get mad at them. Can't get mad at them.
Yes, you can. What are you talking about? I don't understand.
No, you can't get mad at them because they don't know. It's annoying.
They don't pay no bills. They don't make no food. They barely wash themselves. And you gonna pee on my floor?
All right, I feel that. I feel that, but you just can't get mad at them. You can be annoyed. You can be annoyed. You can be like, oh man, whatever. But to be mad at them, it's like that ain't gonna do nothing. We talk about this all the time.
Listen. See, Isabella. But it's funny with Isabella, because now, even when she was potty training, she was at the stage of like, if I pee on myself, I'm gonna get a spanking, and they'd be like, yeah. But then you give her a spanking and she cry, and then it'd be over, and then she still do the same thing.
And then it's like, okay, but I gotta pee, and so that's what I'm saying. You can't even get mad. You just gotta be patient. I think that's the whole thing about parenting. Like, people want to throw all of this stuff in there. The bottom line is the Lord wants to teach us patience.
I still ain't got it yet. You think it'd be easier if you had boys to potty train, or be harder?
No, it'll be harder, especially for me as a single parent. No, that would be way harder for me.
Gotta aim that thing. Grab it and aim it.
I hear potty training boys in general is just harder. So
yeah, like
it's all different.
Somebody said you put a well, we used to do this for fun. I really remember this from like being 6 or 7, but put Cheerios in the toilet.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and try to aim and hit it. But then it was so nasty. Like when we like 8 or 9, they used to have the urinals in the floor. So then everybody would start peeing, and then we would back up to see who could go the farthest without getting it on the floor.
And that's the thing. No. No. What? And you see, this is what I'm talking about. You had this life experience.
Yes.
You mad at Bella for peeing on the floor a couple times.
Listen, but girls are easy. You just sit down and go. I mean, the wiping is a whole different thing. Like
that is, and that's a big thing. But I think for me, potty training is a little bit easier anyway because of Cooper, and she wants to do what her big sister does. So that's why, because I'm like, I don't remember Cooper being, although Ezra isn't fully potty trained because we still having a number 2 issue, but I don't remember Cooper being this close to potty training this early. Like Ezra just turned 2, and she's been using the potty since like last year, like November or December. So she's doing it for a minute.
Yeah, I think Bella peed for the first time maybe around that age, but it was just like it was just around. We just had the potty in the living room, and she was like walking around with no clothes on. It was just like, all right, go sit. Go sit every 5 minutes. Go sit. And then finally she did it, but then it's like a year later, you still not potty trained. Like, so yeah, she just literally got it like right before her 4th birthday. It was like consistently of she's good, she going. And then once she turned 4, it was all right. You good now? Go to bed.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. She does a great job during the day though.
Yeah.
It's just that's why sometimes I try not to pressure her too much because at first I kind of started just to see where she was because she was starting to show those signs, but I wasn't trying to be too adamant about doing it within a certain time frame. Like with Cooper, it was like, these are the last pull-ups I'm buying. And she was potty trained within like 2 to 3 weeks. With Ezra, I'm just kind of like trying to let her go with the flow because she is still young and we're just seeing where she is. But it's coming along because she be going. It's just that nighttime and that number 2. She like uncomfortable with it.
Get them nighttime Pampers. We had mad at those. I'm like, listen, I started using them during the day because I'm like, oh, these more absorbent than the other ones. Like,
that's the problem. That's the problem. You don't want them to be absorbent because then they sitting around with them on for all day. You need them to feel that thing and be like, okay, I don't like this.
Yeah, nah.
So that's why I switched to underwear with Ezra during the day, like really early on, and I think that also helped because she was just like, I'm wet. I don't like that. So, yeah.
Do you think girls are more affectionate than boys?
Oh boy.
Because I wasn't.
That's the thing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with boys. My entire family. We had like in the last like 10 years, we've had at least 15, maybe 20 kids being born, and out of those is 2 boys.
Wow, really?
Yes. So
interesting.
Don't have a lot of experience with boys, to be honest, when they're young. Like all I know is girls, and my girls are very affectionate. Wow. My nieces and stuff, they don't seem as affectionate as my children. They they always want to hug. They always want to kiss, but it's also me. I'm always like, come give me a kiss, give me a hug. You can't say sorry without giving hugs. Like we do this whole thing in the house, so it's probably my fault. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not affectionate, so don't touch me.
Oh my God. And you need to fix that because you have girls, and you need to let them know.
I know, and they want to be all up under me, and I just feel like, oh my God. It just feel like once they get to a certain age, you too big to hug me. Like that's why I think Layla be mad at Bella because maybe it seemed like Bella get my hugs, but it's easy to hug little people. I wrap my arms around you and hug you, but then you get big, and I just be like, come on, you mad heavy. You just get off of me.
I think you need it more than they do.
I mean, maybe. I gotta talk to somebody about that. I need more hugs. I don't want no hugs. Nah, because I read something one day. It's like if you hug somebody for like 60 seconds a day, you trust them more or something like that. And I don't trust nobody. So I don't want to trust nobody.
We need to break that down. Let's start with that. We're not gonna worry about the kids.
This is not my therapy session, all right?
It is you.
This is my venting session about my children. They want to hug all the time and give me kisses. You know, I'm like, all right, that's enough. That's enough.
Oh, you gotta.
That's enough. No, you know what? But it's funny because it's a weird mindset. But I told Maya, I was like, you know, I gave them a lot of affection as children and babies because I felt like that's what they needed. And then I just thought once they got older, they would be done with it and they'll be okay. But they're used to like me being up on them all the time because even when Layla was little, 2, 3, even up to like she was 4, she was I had her always up under me, holding her, kissing her, hugging her. And also I was a new dad, so it was like this new thing. But then once Bella came, I was just like, I'm tired of this. Like, you know, Like, can y'all just? But I feel like if I had boys, I wouldn't have to do that. I'd just be like, all right. They'd be like, all right, Dad.
You wouldn't, but boys supposedly cling to the moms, so that they would still need it. You just wouldn't have to deal with it.
No, I ain't need it. I ain't need it from my mother either. I don't want to hug nobody.
You are different. We're not going to talk about what you needed because you're a little bit different. Clearly,
but I was forced into hugs and stuff every day. Like, we would have devotions in the morning, and then I gotta hug everybody before we leave. Then before I go to bed, you get a kiss on the cheek and kiss my mother. So it was like, it was too much. It was too much.
No. Wow, your parents were intentional.
So should I just change this to Cameron is Trash podcast versus parenting? I think
possibly, because
rebrand.
It all seems to go back to you.
That's how it started, because I was like, these kids be getting on. These kids, they be getting. No, you gonna be on a remix? My nerves.
Because I'm not gonna endorse
my nerves. No, they don't be getting on your nerves.
They aggy a little bit. But
see, she lying. She trying to be calm and composed for the camera. But when I FaceTime her Friday, the hair was over here on this side. The shirt was ripped.
Listen, that don't mean I don't be going through it. All I'm saying is
the thug tear coming down.
Listen, they can see the emotion, but they still got to know it's love underneath all that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not having no more. I know you want more, but
6 more.
Yeah, I can't have no more. I can't. Like, I couldn't have a boy because it's just like that toxic masculinity of wanting your boy to be like a player and all that stuff. I don't want to have to like fight that and be like, no, do I really be a good dad and not give him that, or are we gonna go cruising the mall for chicks?
See, that don't even sound like that should be a conflict. That sounds like some mess. And what I'm going to tell you right now.
But fathers go through that with their sons. That's a real thing.
That is, like you said, toxic. If you can acknowledge the toxicity in that, you should know better.
But that's how I grew up, though. That's the TV I grew up on, like Steve Harvey, Jamie Foxx.
TV? Yeah, the TV. What was your dad telling you?
Nah, he was telling me to leave these girls alone and focus on school.
Follow the Lord.
Follow the Lord.
Yeah.
See, I didn't listen though. I didn't listen. I was chasing skirts for a long time.
Okay, but that don't mean you need to teach your son. I can't believe you. I really can't. I can't believe you.
No, I wouldn't know how to deal with that because you want them to be like you. Yeah, go ahead.
We on. Hold on.
Go ahead.
It seemed like a delay.
No, it's not a delay. We was just talking at the same time. Go ahead.
So I was saying, how could you not want more? Because I understand like the money, like for me personally, I want a bunch more, but there are different things obviously that has to be in place. I don't personally want to carry any more children. I definitely think that financially I need to be like above what I would want. Just so I never have to, not never, you never know, but I don't want to have to worry about certain things. But when those things are good, it's like, how do you not want more of it? Because parenting really is fun. It's stressful when you have those other things come into play and you can't focus fully on the one thing that you want to focus on, but it's really fun though.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing is that if there were no other distractors, raising kids in and of itself is not a hard thing. And like you said, it's a fun thing. It's enjoyable. But there's those other factors that come into place, your own feelings, your own dreams and desires. And then you're trying to figure out the kids' dreams and desires. And then watching them pick up your mannerisms, pick up your talents and things, and then trying to cultivate that, but also still cultivating the things in yourself. It's like it's a lot. It'd be too much. I'd be like, all right, forget this. I'm leaving.
Right.
I'm going to Hollywood. And I'm gonna just be a star by myself. I'll come back for y'all when I make this billion.
That's a weird turn. I thought that.
No, that's not where you thought it was going. No, I'm not living vicariously through you. Oh no, I'm not Joe Jackson. I'm going to be Michael Jackson.
You get to feel that now, but it's like, you know, we have these dreams and we're working towards them, and we're trusting that they're going to happen. So why count out having more when your dreams are fulfilled?
Because I like time to myself, but also I like family time. So it just don't match.
You don't see the disconnect there.
Okay. Just edit that out, you know. I'm leaving it because
it's hilarious because this is very true to our FaceTime calls, and I love it. So the world gets to see the real.
No. I'm and all of that. It's just gonna be your face talking to just talking to yourself. Like, hey, a question gonna pop up and it's gonna be an answer. A question gonna pop up, gonna be an answer.
Oh wait.
What? I ain't spending that much time editing. You crazy. The kids ain't gonna allow that to happen.
Oh gosh.
No, but that's part of it too, is that when they do have your talents, it's like you are fueled to be better, but also trying to cultivate it in them is super difficult. Like Layla singing and being in plays, it's like, oh, I want to be there for you every day to cultivate it. But also, if I cultivate mine and I'm making more money, now I have more money to spend on you to be in a position where you get to do what you want to do. So something is always suffering. It's never easy, because if I spend all my time giving you my knowledge that I have now, what I'm trying to do is suffering. But if I spend my time doing that, then me cultivating you is suffering. And it's like, you know, good thing I have people around me that can kind of help, that are really professionals, that can kind of like, she about to start taking voice lessons with Marquise, but it's like something's always going to suffer. And that's hard to like wrap your head around, hard to grasp.
Is it true though? Is it not that we put a lot of pressure on things? Why can't you just figure out a healthy balance for the both of you? You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, focus a little bit more on the things that you need to do personally, because that is what's going to help your household. But that doesn't mean let go of what her dreams are or helping her to get where she needs to go. Like you said, you got people around that's going to be able to be there, let her sit in with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we as people just make things so complicated when nobody told us we had to live like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but what is healthy balance? Because she needs more help on certain things, whereas I don't need as much help, or I don't need to spend as much time because it's easier. But because it's easier, I have the ability to create more. But because she's not at a certain level, then there are things that have to be more time that needs to be spent with her on specific things. So it's like, you know, I don't know, it just never feels like a healthy balance to me.
I think the healthy balance is not thinking about it so hard. I think it's like you said, it's easy for you to create. So when you have created a span of things that you don't have to feel like you're behind, then it's like, okay, I see that she needs help with this thing. Or even like, if you believe that it's easier for you and you don't need as much time, then focus the time, some extra time with her, and it wouldn't even feel like you're cheating yourself or taking away from yourself, because you're still able to get yours done too.
Shameless plug. Go download The Winds and the Waves by Alex Bingham.
Available on every platform.
Yeah, I need some ads on here. I need to see. Y'all buy some ads. Tell somebody about some ads so I can stop working. Just be on the screen talking.
You know what? I'm not gonna go there, but you know that's your problem. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
This is about the kids. All right, stay on topic. Stay on topic.
No, you just don't want to get okay.
Wait, what I say the other day? Don't do that.
That's you.
Don't do that.
Yourself.
So so you don't find it difficult? I mean, not like, I guess I find it difficult because I'm like, my personality, I'm a binge, like,
yeah, you are.
I have a binge personality, so I have to do things in excess until I get tired of it. So that's why it's more difficult for me. For you, you don't find it difficult, like recording and then parenting and trying to like make it work?
It isn't easy all the time, but I just try not to even focus on the difficulty of it. If there's, I try to genuinely live free, because for a long time I don't think I did. So now that I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is the path that I'm trying to be on, it's like you have no choice but to do that. So if it's hard this night, it's just hard this night. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be hard. Every night is not hard. Some nights my girls sleep like angels and they don't wake up. And you know, I'm good to record and create all night. There has been a time, you know, where it was a time where I was literally sleeping for like 3 hours and taking 30-minute naps on my lunch break just to kind of, that's just what it was. And it is what it is. I just try not to, you know, it's easy to like think about it in a way of like, oh, this is difficult, oh, this is too much, or I want this, or I wish that. But like, we need to be content with what we have and just do what we got to do while we can.
Or we could just say that parenting is trash and be like me and be stressed out about it and just, you know.
And then when I need beats,
I'll be like,
I'm tapped out this time.
I ain't got nothing left. The kids was up. Somebody was screaming. I don't know, something going on. Now it's much easier, and I'm grateful for just them and the way that they are, because you know, you see other people's kids and it could be so much worse. Like, it could be so much. I mean, I've been in the supermarket seeing kids crying and screaming and going crazy, and like, yeah, both of our kids are not like that. So it's like you, although they have their time, well, no, although they don't listen at all. No, I'm about to say they times that they don't listen. Nah, they just don't listen. They just, yeah, give me 1,000. They don't listen. But no, it's good. I'm grateful for that, for them to have their bedtime. Because if I did need to sleep more, I could, but I just don't, because I'd be up.
Right. And that's what I mean, where it's like we place the difficulty where it is. Because if you whatever you want to do, you're gonna make sure you do it.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling stressed out at a certain point, you're gonna behave that way if you let that difficulty. Yeah. I ain't got time to be thinking that out too much.
Oh no, I ain't got time to be thinking out loud. You all by yourself. You got plenty of time. All by myself.
Hey.
Wait, what you say?
I said that's what you think. I got plenty of time.
Oh no, you got mad time.
Sort of clean up. You see, that's what I'm saying. I try to make time for the things that I need to do. So yeah, I got time for myself, but gotta compartmentalize a little bit.
Yes, there would still be mad stuff to do.
Yeah,
you got to
make
it happen. Yeah,
I like to be busy. The downtime, I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Is the downtime is where I start to feel like, oh my god. What is happening? What do I need to do? I'm lost. I'm tired.
That's interesting. I don't know how to not be busy. But a lot of times I feel like I'm busy doing nothing, which sucks. Like I'll be like, oh no, Layla will always say, oh, you always on the computer and this and that. But I'll be like, a lot of times I don't really be doing nothing. Like, not that I would think it's significant, but also I like being busy. I just be like, all right. But then I'll be like, nah, I want to go to sleep. I want to relax. I need y'all to get away from me and stop hugging me, so I could just stare at my phone. So you have recently, you're recently getting let's see, more serious about your faith. Do you think that's like, did it just automatically affect the kids, or something you had to intentionally like be like, I'm gonna do this for my kids, or help my kids do this with me, so to speak, if you get what I'm saying?
I feel like if I'm doing it, there's no question that they would have to. Not necessarily in the sense of like forcing them into it, but when they see me, praying, or they see me reading the Bible or anything like that, they hear me listening to gospel music, then it's kind of like they fall into it. I don't put too much on them though. They're small. Like I like that they hear the music. That was a big thing, was when we would drive home from school and all this stuff, I was like listening to music, and then I realized like they don't need to hear that. So it kind of just became habit of them hearing gospel music, and then trying to be intentional about them not hearing certain things actually just kind of pushed me deeper into like, okay. But as we've talked about, I've always been like super, I hate to say inquisitive, but I guess about faith. And so yeah, I think that's what pushed me deeper into it. But also around the time that I was pregnant with Ezra, I was just like, all right, you need something. Wilding out. Yeah. So it just kind of happened. It just fell there. Like I didn't, none of it was like super intentional about like going into it, but now I just try to be super intentional about like maintaining it.
Yeah, see, I've always, in my family, it was habit, just going to church on Sundays, going to choir rehearsals. So it was natural just to, when I first had Layla, to bring her into that. But then seeing her, become inquisitive and ask questions and kind of turning her into her own thing. And then also me playing for church, it kind of became habit for them as well. So especially like with the music, I told you they go to sleep to worship music. But that's from, like you said, that example of them seeing you do it. It's like, oh, well, I want music to go to sleep. And then you try to put on like the kiddie music. No, I wanted the music that you listen to.
Right, because they're used to it. Like, I like that song.
Yeah, I'm like, and even I had a video years ago. This was like 2013. Layla was doing homework and she was sitting there talking about, fill me up, God. Fill me up. And I was just so like, I was cracking up, but I was like, that is the influence of just like them being around it, and they just soak it in. It's nothing. A lot of times, especially our generation, we don't want to force things on our kids because we felt like our parents forcing on us. Like, having to go to church every Sunday, it was habit, but it was also mandatory. Even at one point, people would come to stay on my house, and my father was like, we go to church on Sunday. So if you staying here, everybody go to church on Sunday. It don't matter which you was, like everybody went to church on Sunday. So that kind of became the thing for them. But I realized that as they get used to habits, and those things change, they notice it. Because like with COVID and everything, they haven't been able to go to church as frequently. And Isabella be like, I'm gonna go to church. Like, why you going? Where you going? I'll be leaving in the morning. Like, I'm going to church. Like, but I want to come too. Like, we supposed to all go to church. And like, so it's just interesting what affects them and how you I haven't been super intentional about that, besides like maybe reading the Bible or devotionals and stuff like that. I'm intentional about, but them wanting to be a part of it, I haven't. I just like, this is habit, this is what we do, and then they just got used to it. It's just that's just a part of it now.
How do you feel about children coming into faith or understanding faith so young? Because it can be really heavy. And I think that for me growing up, it was sort of habit too. Like my family, we all went to church. I was at church like 3 times a week. It was a big part of my life growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And me always having questions and feeling like no one could answer them kind of pushed me away from church in my teen to early adulthood. And so I wonder, how do you feel about introducing it to them? And because you've already introduced it to them, how do you plan to keep it where it's in perspective of their age, but still answering their questions?
Like, as far as the age thing, even the Bible talks about childlike faith, where it's just simplicity. It's just, you're my father and I trust you. It doesn't, we go deeper than that as we experience distrust, disloyalty, then we go through that. And even though we've never experienced it specifically with God, because we experience it with people, we relate those people and those emotions to God. So then we start to look at it differently. But when it comes to kids, they don't look at it that way. They look at it as like, you this person I'm supposed to trust, I trust you. So that's what I'm going to trust. If you hurt me, you say sorry, and then it's over with. It's like we back to normal. So I never really gave it much thought as far as their understanding of things. As far as questions, I've always been if I don't know, I don't know. And I don't think there's an answer for everything, not in this life. And I think that's okay. And as you get older, you understand things differently. But kids ask crazy questions. First of all, let's just they be like, why does the snowman have to be a part of Christmas? Why can't the summertime be a part of Christmas? Like stuff that just be like, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but then also, why is it? Yeah, like, why don't we use palm trees for Christmas? Why do we have to use those Christmas trees, those evergreens? Like, I don't know. But whatever, they be asking. I'm just saying that because those are like questions that Leila asked me years ago, and I still remember. Like, I don't have an answer for it. But yeah, she's never asked me questions that I felt like I couldn't get an answer to. But stuff that I was just unsure about, I always just tell her, like, just pray about it, ask God to help you. And also some things you won't understand until you get older. Just even the concept of tithing and sowing and reaping, it seems simple, but it can be difficult for them to understand and not fully grasp it. Because even with Layla, I was always tell her, even people that are being mean to you, still be nice to them. But that don't mean you have to be in their face to accept their meanness. Like, you don't have to try to be around them, but also if they are around you, you don't have to give them that same energy. It took her a while for her to understand that, because it's like, if you're being mean to me, automatically I'm going to want to be mean to you, because that's how I feel. So those like kind of concepts is difficult for them to understand when they're younger, and as they get older they'll understand. But I don't have a problem with saying I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I think that is our human mind wanting to know everything and feeling like if we don't know, then we can't be a part of something where we don't have all the answers to. And like, I just don't feel that way. So I never really, thought about it in depth, because childlike faith is supposed to be simple. It's not supposed to be complicated.
It's true.
So I mean, I know you be having mad questions, and I'll be like, all right.
I don't know where
Jesus was not an Illuminati. Yeah.
No, I don't. And it's crazy because I see it in Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
The questions, they're very innocent. I notice how God gives you the words when you need them, because some things I'm just like, I know how to explain it, but how do I explain it to you where it may not make you afraid?
Mm-hmm.
Certain things can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even as adults, you know, just understanding consciousness and the way that you're supposed to live in relation to, you know, just everything, God's love, God's wrath, God, like all of the stuff. It can be a lot. It can be a lot, but yeah, I'm just personally taking it slow. And that's why I'm not trying to feed them too much information. I think that the residual learning is the best right now. And
Okay.
yeah.
See, and that's why I like those little Bible story books or whatever that just explain stories, because the simplicity is everything at that age. It's like just very simple concept, you know, and but as you get older, the questions and the understanding, it just takes on a whole nother level. And I could understand, as like you said, being a teen and a young adult, you don't want to be, people don't have answers to your questions. So it's like, well, why should I be here if you don't have answers? But it's like, it's so many things we don't have answers to, and we think we have answers, but it's not, you know, it's not what it really is. It's it's a lot. It's just, I'd be like, all right, God, I ain't got time today. I'm going to sleep.
This
I'm,
is not.
I'm going to make this song and I'm going to sleep, God, because I'm not answering no more questions today. I don't got time. We just gonna pray and go to sleep, you know. But you know what's interesting? I did have to talk to Layla about praying, because she was like, I prayed for God to help me not have a nightmare, and I still had a nightmare.
Oh my God, we live the same life. Yo, how did that go?
So I was just like, you know, it was more so of like, well, I'm trying to figure out how, like, exactly the right words of what I said. It was basically, it wasn't that you need to pray harder. It was just like, maybe there's a lesson that is God is trying to teach you. And it may not be God giving you those bad dreams, but also you need to be like, it was like a dual thing of like, no, stay consistent with your praying, because even though it didn't get answered today, it may get answered on another day. But also, if this dream or certain dream is happening over and over again, pay attention to it, what's really happening, and then write that down, and, you know, try to figure out what's going on in your mind that's making you think this way. Because this was like a year or two ago, so she was old enough to kind of fully understand what I was saying to an extent. But definitely it was, I think at the end of it, it was just like, no, just stay consistent, just keep praying, like eventually it'll go away, and, you know, God will help you. But don't think that God is a magic genie. Like, it's just not pray and this is going to happen.
That's
so
good.
Yeah,
I think the trying to figure out what he's saying is definitely her age. For Cooper, I kind of went the same route, as far as like, just be consistent and remember that he's still there, even though it might frighten you. And it actually helps, because she still sometimes has nightmares, but she doesn't react the same way. And I'm like, every day I'm like, you see, you did it. You know, it was about being strong. It was about becoming stronger. It was about being brave. It wasn't necessarily that you pray and automatically the nightmares go away, but you prayed and you learned how not to worry. That's
see, and that has complexity to it, but it's simple because we need that same thing. Because we be worrying and we be not. See, this about to turn into a whole sermon. I ain't got time.
I'm about to say we deep. We getting too far. It's supposed to be lighthearted.
we off topic. I had another question about boys. I forgot. Oh, dating.
Ooh,
do you think?
I ain't ready for that.
I mean, you're a long way off from that, but do you think you're gonna handle it well with girls versus boys? Do you think it will be different in the way that you handle it?
Absolutely not. That wouldn't be different. I probably would be worse on my boys, so maybe. But no. Everybody needed it. You know, respect. Whoo, child. We preach that thing up in here. Okay.
Early.
We preach. Respect
your
is
sister.
The biggest thing. So I don't think that type of thing would be altered, you know, versus boys and girls. So now I think it's just gonna be difficult considering my situation now, because they don't see what proper dating looks like. They don't see what proper relationships look like because they don't necessarily see it in the home all the time.
Yeah.
But that's why I try to be super intentional about every relationship, friendships, the relationship between my siblings and I, like all of that, even though I'm not always great because people be getting on my nerves, but I try to like just kind of show them in real time like what relationships period should look like. It shouldn't be that much of a difference between the way that you treat, you know, your romantic partner and the way that you treat your sister. You know, respect them, you love them. That's the bottom line. So
yeah, I don't know. I guess when you're going through it, you do things differently. But when you envision how things will go, I'll just be like, I felt like I was mature early on, but also because I felt restricted, I just did stuff because like, no, I just want to do it because y'all won't let me do it. So like, because I was doing stuff mad early, so I felt like maybe the boys I would be a little less strict on because I was catching the bus by myself at 12, 13. Like, yeah, 12, 13. Yeah, about the 13, 14. Like, but see, Maya didn't have that experience with her father of like catching a bus. People been driving her around her whole life. So when I even mentioned it to her, I was like, yeah, when Layla get to high school, she catch the bus by herself or whatever. And she was like, what? What are you talking about? What? I'm like, she 14. Like, why she can't? And he's like, no, but girl, listen that. And I'm like, now I'm understanding like okay, yeah, maybe it is a little bit different because my father let the reins off of me. Like I was very good and well-mannered publicly, so he didn't have a reason to worry, but he did because I was out here being bad. But I was doing wrong.
I don't know how I don't think that I would want to be strict. I just don't. I don't know.
You're not though.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like I am, but you know, it's all case by case. I would have to see their personalities and how they develop because my big thing is, you know, just being open so that they are equipped before they go out in the world.
That's true.
But and I just want them to feel comfortable coming to me because I feel like if they have questions, they'll be able to come to me and they'll see that it's not what, you know, like you don't need to rush into that season of your life.
Yeah, that daughter to mother relationship conversation is different. Yeah, I definitely have a little bit more openness, whatever. But I try to provide that, but also I'm extra. So I just
come on, about to say you. You'll be like the stuff that's like, why would you say that to your girl? She is embarrassed. Okay, girls don't want to talk. That's the thing, is girls don't want to talk about half the stuff that they need to talk about.
But I didn't grow up around girls like that. That's why it's foreign to me. Like, realistically, it is foreign to me to be reserved when it comes to everything, because I didn't grow up around girls like that. Like, I literally, like, maybe at home my mother was that way, but the females I grew up around in school and all of that were like, I was hearing about periods and stuff at 11, 12. Why do I need to know about that? Like, what? I have no reason to know about that, but I knew everything about it, coloring and spotting and all this nonsense. But because I had those open females around me. So then you have somebody who, like Layla, who's not really that open. She don't want to talk about it necessarily with me. Like, she will say stuff when Maya is there with me, because I guess she'll feel more comfortable. But if it's just me and her, she's just like, Dad, and I'm just like, but I'm trying to, like, I'm just so used to that open conversation. Like, why we can't just have
to tailor it to the child, like, and I think that it was actually great for you to know about that stuff. I think that boys need to learn that way earlier, because a part of the embarrassment that girls have is like feeling like, oh no, this is like a bad thing, somebody's gonna see, somebody's gonna know, somebody this or that, and it's like, no, y'all need to like destigmatize it, because it's natural and everybody needs to know about it, and because everybody does have to deal with it. Once you get older, you will have a wife, and you have to know what she's going through. You need to know how babies are made, right? So like, there are things that you like, everyone should know that shouldn't be a responsibility that's solely on the female.
I think we're gonna have that conversation this year when she turns 12. Lord Jesus, I ain't ready.
I will pray. I will pray that Maya takes the lead.
Nah, I'm gonna take the lead. Listen, all right, bang bang boom boom, this is how we go down. All right, so you got that thing right there, and that thing,
I am appalled. I ain't gonna front. Uber Eats is about to be here.
Oh no. All right, well, thank you for watching the episode. Happy parenting. Love you guys.
That's how we ended.
Thank you so much for listen. This is mine. I know what I want. I don't know what it. Listen.
I don't know if the dope ended. I was celebrating that.
Oh yeah, no. People be commenting like they love it and this that. Yeah, but nobody give me no suggestions. So I'm gonna keep doing this thing how I want to do it. Until y'all start suggesting stuff. And then when y'all suggest stuff, y'all see a different format, and maybe we'll have some stuff popping out the screen and all that stuff. But right now, I'm just gonna be on here talking, and y'all gonna listen or y'all not gonna listen. Whatever. Nah, I ain't being nice no more. All right, this is my platform. I do what I want to do. Bang bang, choo choo train, gang up. Thank you for coming on my show. You writing any songs today? All right, wait, it's not gonna be another episode. Now I'm gonna leave just a little tip in. Thank you for you gotta say happy parenting at the end. All right. Thank you for watching Parenting's Trash Podcast. I love you guys. Happy parenting.
Oh, happy parenting.
Yes, good job. Yes. All right. No, wait.